Hey guys, this is Ashley Abbott, event host and lifestyle expert. If you ever needed a second opinion or you just have a question, you can ask me. You can email or voicemail your questions to me and I'll answer them live on Paradox East Radio.
T-Mill, come out and play.
You know we gotta do a remix, right? It's a damn shame you ain't on the boat.
Hey, this is Emily from Valentine.
You are listening to In Tune with T-Mill on VIM Radio Network.
What's up with it? This is Ms.Carie.
This is Tiffany Janae from Organic Blood TV on YouTube.
Oh, shoot. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DJ Shy, and I'm with the greatest host in the world, T-Mill.
DJ Scoop, the party lifesaver. And I'm chilling with my man T-Mills on T-Mill Radio.
You're rocking with T-Mill on In Tune with T-Mill.
Reminding you to change the status quo with T-Mill Radio every Tuesday and Thursday.
You are listening to In Tune with T-Mill.
Welcome to another episode of In Tune with T-Mill. I am your host, T-Mill, live from the Rocket City of Huntsville, Alabama. And I've got some family in the building. I've got some. First of all, I got echo in my ear. So if y'all see me get a little disillusioned and discombobulated, that's what's going on. I got some family in the building from Magic City, my hometown, and to many great people. But our first guest, this is going to be a very special episode. We're featuring two recording artists from Free Will Records. And the first artist we're going to feature, I've had the pleasure of working with this young lady on the cipher for the Con Society cipher. She came up from, well, first of all, shout out to J Love, because J Love put me on she sent me a video for a cipher, and we were going to have her host the ladies edition, the second ladies edition of the cipher. And she said, T-Mill, I got a couple ladies that I want to try to reach out to have them come to the cipher, to come rock with me. So she sent me a couple videos. And in one of the videos was the Tired of Dreaming cipher with a couple ladies. And one of those MCs was Ms.Carie. And all the way from Birmingham, man, Magic City, the Cookie Jar. Great music is out right now. Y'all, welcome Ms.Carie to the In Tune with T-Mill show. What's going on, Carie?
Cookie Jar 2.0 is out tonight, so, check for that. Definitely shout out to J Love, because she did reach out to me, and we're going to do some things later on. But she definitely hooked us up, and the Con Society group was a good look for the cipher. We're going to do more things, got some movie roles and whatnot coming up on my audition for, so, it's all love on this side.
That's what's up, all right? And of course, I couldn't do this by myself, man. I had to call in some professionals, so I've got the squad with me. Y'all seen them, y'all heard them, y'all know who I rock with. First and foremost, I got Miss Businesswoman, model, entrepreneur, Miss JQ in the building.
Woo, woo, woo. What up, y'all? Whoop, whoop.
All right. I call her Miss Niecy because, that's how we rock. Stage play, hood rich, we did that. And she's a model, entrepreneur, businesswoman, Miss Vonda G. What's going on?
What's up? How's everybody doing?
All right. This man's been on the radio for 30 years, but he's only 19 years old. Mr. Marcus Sims of WJAB-FM.
Yes, sir.
Sims Schematic. Also have Mr. Black Native, the Wakanda King.
What's going on, y'all?
MC, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
What's going on, everybody?
All right. And we got some family in the building as well, you know what I'm saying? Kicking flavor, kicking it with us. All right. Miss Slash.
Snuffleupagus in the building.
Alright. So it's a family affair, man. I can't do this alone. I had to bring some professionals with me. And today, we're going to be talking with Carie about a couple things, man. One of the things, now, this may be a subject that's going to get a couple of y'all riled up. This may be a subject, that may get a couple of y'all upset, but guess what? That's what I want. I want y'all to get upset. I want y'all to get riled up, and I want y'all to get involved in this conversation. We're going to talk about some of the judgment that's going on in the conscious community. All right? We're going to talk about judgment in the conscious community.
Okay.
Judgment.
Break it down.
We about to go to church.
Every syllable.
We about to go to church. We would have went to Church's Chicken, but you know what I'm saying? JQ went to Bojangles instead.
Knock off.
Biscuits on fleek.
So let's start, Carie. Let's talk about kind of why this subject has interested you. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Has interested you, and what is your perspective on it when you hear that about judgment in the conscious community?
Well, first of all, like, type of person that I am, you know firsthand that
Yep.
I'm kind of dynamical. Like I'm diversified, so people kind of consider me on each side of the spectrum. Like, oh, you kind of part of the conscious rap community. Oh, you kind of part of the gangster rap community. Oh, you kind of part of the hip hop community. But really, I'm just like a little bit on all sides because I've been a part of this culture my whole life, like since I got here. So my parents, both of them, my mom and my father, my older cousins, like they didn't really leave anything out. So I was exposed to so much, from the regular conscious hip hop like Nas and Erykah Badu, all the way down to like Lil Wayne and back to like the Dayton family and Scarface, all the way back.
Dayton family.
So like nothing was left out. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Supercat, like everything was a part of that when I was growing up. So I didn't. When I did grow up, all of it was there. So people kind of consider me on each side, but with me being in that spot, it's like when I'm talking to the so-called conscious community, I kind of realize that some people are very judgmental, and it's like to a point to where people are kind of forgetting that individuality still exists, even if you're on the same page. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even if we were all part of the conscious community, you can't kill individuality by thinking that because of that reason that everybody's going to always be on the same page. Everybody's going to always think the same way or share the same opinion or, be proactive in the same ways when that's not true. Like, some people are more catered towards, the violent way to eradicate issues. Some people are more catered to the non-violent way. Some people are, it depends, but that doesn't mean that they're not conscious just because of the way that they carry out their actions.
Right.
They don't know the same facts that you know because they choose to act a different way. Like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, they understood that they were on the same page in the same book.
Right. And so one of the things, because I think just like you said, the word, people hear the word conscious or the word woke or like I don't know when those when that whole term even came along, but it sort of seemed like it was one of those things where and I want to go around the table real quick to the panel and sort of talk about did that create a divide, you guys think? You know what I'm saying? Whenever you put a label on something, whenever you start to call something or any movement, or you start to title it or label it, it seems like it either makes things worse or it really starts to divide people, which is worse. So I'm gonna start over here with Black Native. And do you think that by labeling it woke or conscious, instead of just saying, hey man, we're people, we are aware of what's going on, do you think that label woke and conscious started to divide everyone?
There's definitely some division with it. I mean, the whole point of labeling something is to separate it from everything else. So, I definitely agree, because then you have a comparison. You have the woke and you have the unwoke, or the sleep, or whatever you want to call it. You have the conscious and you have the unconscious. So, when those things really start to catch on, I do believe that, some division started to happen, and it just snowballed into what we got right now.
What are the woke people when they're asleep? Does that like turn on and off?
They're in meditation.
Meditation.
Yes, they're in transition. They're in transition.
Transition. So, do you think that divides? The just like he said when it labels. So, Nisi, do you think that divides us? Do you think how do we keep that divide from affecting other people, and how do we, again, that label itself, what do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
Just the label is well, to answer the initial question, it definitely keeps the divide going. And like everyone else already said, it's almost like it's become a contest, for lack of better words, to see who's the most woke, who's not, who can provide the most information or knowledge, when really everything that that we are studying now, or that we are coming to know now, has already been said. So these words that everybody is already saying or going around speaking out their mouths have already been said generations and generations. It's just now, because of the society that we are living in, the society that we're about to live in, because it's really about to get realer. More people are beginning to see it for what it is, and that's not a bad thing. That's an excellent thing. But to have this divide is almost counterproductive, because we're stalled.
Right,
we're still stalled.
Yeah. So JQ, what are your thoughts? How do we? Because you just mentioned stall. That's a pretty good point. How do we move, or what are your thoughts when you hear that? And how do we move forward from, again, taking those labels off and just moving the direction we need to move in?
Well, I mean, in essence, I feel like we can't live without labels. And I say that because labels, titles, names, divisions, whatever it is, we come into the world that way. We come into the world divided by our culture, divided by our demographics, divided by parents. We have a male and a female parents. We're divided in our genes and our chromosomes. So division is a part of life. I think how we handle that and how we're presented with that is what makes our cultures divided. And putting a label on something is also is a cop-out. It's a way that we as humans hide our fears.
Okay.
I mean, in essence, I really think that. I say that, she's a Miami Heat fan and maybe I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. We're already putting ourselves in a label. Why can't we
and
just
I know
be...
you're a Heat fan.
You know I'm a Heat fan all day long. But why can't we just be basketball fans? Or why can't we be... Yeah, why can't we be music lovers? For me, I'm not a specific genre. I don't divide myself by wake and not wake. I don't label myself in the things of the culture that I like by the demographic of what's going on, or the fad of what we call it now. Because believe it or not, what we're calling wake and unwake is the same thing our forefathers called it, and they had just a different title or something different that they called it. They divided it when they had division of music. When R&B separated from pop, or when Motown soul separated from H-Town soul. For real, it was just a label, a way for us to maximize on the economy and the demographic of a specific type of people that liked a specific type of thing. So in order to gravitate or have people gravitate to a certain thing, we label it.
It's true. Speaking of labels, you made a good label. You mentioned a good label, H-Town. Shout out to the H-Town music.
Okay.
And then Marcus Sims, what are your thoughts on these labels and this woke, unwoke, conscious, and when you hear that, what are some of your thoughts on that?
About a week ago, I was at a Kwanzaa event, and his brother pulled me aside. We were catching up, we were chopping up, and he said, "Yeah, man, I don't know if you heard the latest news about all the bickering in the conscious community."
What?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Let me say this. There's so many problems with that. There's so many problems with that because, first of all, how arrogant could you be to sit here and say, I'm part of the conscious community? I don't know what that is. That's like me saying I'm part of the humble society.
I mean, what is that?
I can't label myself humble.
Yeah.
I can't. You don't let someone label. And I don't know what a conscious person is, because if you're online bickering, then you already aren't conscious. You're like, I want to see you conscious by helping your community, by helping the homeless, raising awareness in certain areas, making sure these kids aren't doing something, addressing the violence in our communities, that is a quote unquote conscious person. But I'm not going to sit there and label you that. Do the work. You don't. I mean, some of the most quote unquote conscious people, they think they're conscious because they watched Hidden Colors.
Oh yeah.
I may think I'm the most conscious person because I've got Elijah Muhammad books in my thing.
True
but
that.
also, if you look under my magazine stack, you'll see old King magazines. I'm gonna keep it real. That's I like. I'm down with Public Enemy and X Clan, but for real, you will see me like once a week straight up pull out the old NWA Niggas 5 album.
Right.
I mean, for real, that's just, I don't know what a conscious person is. I know people who help.
That's
That's what I know, and that's all. And I think that's like one of the craziest, laziest things in the world for there to be bickering in a quote unquote conscious society. That sounds so stupid.
We consider the
anyone who
word
does
conscious.
they're cornballs. You're not you're a cornball. You're a cornball for real. You're not conscious. You're a cornball.
When it goes to Moses and what was his name? Joshua, when like he was the speaker. Like even though he was the one that was anointed by the Lord, he passed that anointing because this guy had a talent for speaking.
Correct.
Okay, so you're gonna give me the knowledge, but I'm gonna give the knowledge to someone who can speak for me. Like you have to know that everybody have to play their own role.
Oh, that's so true. I mean, when we talk about conscious in real life, according to its dictionary, aren't we all conscious?
Boom.
Boom. Don't we all have an opinion about something?
Boom.
Boom. So if we're talking about a conscious society, every living, breathing thing that has transmitters in their brain and can speak in a complete sentence is conscious. So that makes us all a part of a conscious community. But does that make us all aware of what we're doing? And that's the difference. I mean, a conscious society to me, in essence, and how the words mean, that means we all come together collectively and we use our brain cells in an awareness to bring something positive to the likeness of whatever that topic of consciousness may be.
Carie, let me ask you, what, so now, I know this has been on social media everywhere, but someone would kick me if I didn't bring it up. So let's talk about our brother, our cousin, our whatever we want to call Dr. Umar.
Lord Jesus.
I mean, because we all family, and sometimes we got family that get a little out there, that
gotta pull them back.
You gotta pull them back, and you gotta pray for them, put some hands on them. Some of our people are touched a little bit. So, what are your thoughts on that with what's recently been going on? Because I think that's, again, not only has it been a trending topic, but it's been something that has brought a lot of attention to this quote-unquote conscious, woke, and whatnot. So, what are your thoughts on what's been going on with that?
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you.
As always.
Well, I'm going to say, honestly, about 60%, 65% of the things that Dr. Johnson says, I kind of agree with. Honestly. But, he's kind of, honestly, one of the people that makes this topic be a topic.
Yes.
True that.
You know what I mean? The one that passed judgment on, like, okay, so you're supposed to be woke. You're supposed to be, but you still doing this and you still doing that. Like, I'm supposed to move in your time when I'm an individual. Or, like, you know what I mean? So, not that I don't agree, but it's just that it's a way to do everything. When it comes down to it, there's a time, a place, and a way to do every single thing that's on this earth. And that even comes for giving knowledge.
Exactly.
If you give the wrong person knowledge at the wrong time, then your ass is in trouble.
Boom.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you good.
You good.
Sometimes
powerful things that we have, you know what I mean? So they always say if you don't want them to have it, to hide it in the book. So you know that knowledge is one of the most powerful things that we have. So
yes, most definitely.
Absolutely.
I agree a lot, but at the same time, like some of the stuff, because I actually go and I research a lot of what he says. Like I actually watch most of his YouTube videos, and you know what I mean. I go back and I look into certain points, but
Right. Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's one of those double-edged swords. It's like if somebody says something that somebody doesn't agree with, they either get attacked or they get judged or whatever it is.
Right.
And then it seems to be
a conversation that's to be had between like-minded individuals. They always
right.
as the opposition or the defensive role.
Right, and to that, to what's going on with that, the thing is not even just him, but anybody that's in a public view, that's got a lot of eyes on them, they're popular, whatever, and they've got a lot of attention. Anyone that has a lot of attention, whenever they say something that a lot of people don't agree with, one, they've already got a lot of, I guess, pressure on them. You got the mic on you, so to speak, and you got everybody's eyes on you, watching your every move. And so the minute that you either say something that's unfavorable or something that may rub people the wrong way, then it's like, all right, the stakes come out, everybody's coming out trying to kill you. But everyone that's doing that, all right, well, how come nobody, if we would look at ourselves in the mirror and say, all right, well, what's the last thing that I did that nobody knew about and nobody came for me? Like we don't all do something that is unfavorable or say something that we shouldn't have said or say something that we say in the wrong way or whatever, instead of, like you said, having that conversation. So I say that to say, with not only him, but anything that we disagree with, let's have a conversation like we having now. We having a cipher. We having a conversation about this instead of just throwing rocks, taking names, and whatever it is.
I have a specific question I wanted to ask you all, though. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, you good. Yo, this your stage. This your mic. You let us know what's going on.
Have y'all seen the video with Kim Burrell?
Yes. I have not seen the video. I know about the situation because I'm not a follower of hers per se or whatever. But yes, I know about
that. The lady in the car.
No, Kim Burrell is a gospel singer.
All I heard was she got. The first thing I heard about it was I think she was supposed to appear on Ellen, and then Ellen canceled her.
Correct. Yeah, so. Based on some comments that she made.
A gospel singer. Okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh, you're behind.
You're behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both, because I was finding out about Umar.
Basically,
Child
Umar.
Why can't we talk about a conscious stripper?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Listen, I gotta say this about Umar, and then I'm going to get back to the question that was posed. Dr. Umar.
Okay.
I do not have a problem with Dr. Umar with the situation you just brought up about the conscious stripper that he had found, to be with. Again, you're human because that's what, you're human. You're a human being. Aside from that, do not discredit this woman because that's what he did. He came when this story broke. He came out. He discredited her. He drug her name through the mud. She was this and that, all this, but at the end of the day, you laid up with her, Mr. Conscious. Yep. You put your phallus in, where it need to be. So, I'm saying that to say this. At the end of the day, practice what you preach, and all the way. If you're gonna be that all the way, or not at all. And so that's another thing. I had to say that. But as far as Kim Burrell,
like, y'all gotta school me.
Lord, listen.
What she was, to put it in a nutshell, what she was saying was about the spirit of homosexuality taking over people and ruining a lot of people inside of the black or other community. And
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
In a way, I mean, I agreed, but I didn't. At the same time, it was just the way that she approached the situation. It was the way that she delivered the message. It wasn't the message itself. It was really the way that she delivered it. That's how she ended up getting attacked. But like you just said, when you were recanting on the point that I made, like if that conversation was had before, and then it wouldn't have went that way. And then, okay, so y'all supposed to be both in the conscious community, supposedly. And y'all could have stayed on the same page instead of looking like you're in two different books.
Exactly.
If you would have had that conversation instead of judging and immediately attacking. Like, why would you attack someone instead of embracing them when, like, we're all connected in one way or the other. Like, everybody's not going to always share the complete same idea. Like, that's going to kill your individuality. At that point, you're no longer human, and they're no longer human.
Exactly.
You guys are exactly the same. You were not identical twins. You know what I mean? So at that point, you're killing humanity. So everybody has to think on their own and learn on their own and research on their own. So if that conversation was had between those two people, then they probably could have came to a point where they could have addressed well, because it's big on social media, they could address the internet and social media platforms as a whole together and kind of conquer that point instead of it being a tug and pull between the same side.
Right.
Agreed.
You know what? I gotta say this, like Kim Burrell, like, because I read it and then once again it was one of them things. Like I think only because I had time at work, like I was just like quickly going through. I know she's like this huge gospel star, and of course she has the song on the new Hidden Figures soundtrack. I haven't heard it yet.
It's nice.
And I've heard everyone say it's a nice
Very
song.
nice.
It's a great soundtrack. I had a friend of mine who saw it yesterday, said check blah blah blah. My one problem with like when a gospel singer starts bashing who's from the church, is going to start bashing the gay community.
You know,
the church. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
that's when it becomes. That's when it's like you already know. There's so many. You're opening up.
You're opening a can of worms.
And you're setting yourself up for something that you. There's so many issues with the church and homosexuality.
Yeah.
Correct.
Y'all think she's trying to sell records, or
no?
There's no way.
No.
She put her foot in her mouth.
No way.
And wait a minute now. My thing is, I think that in the media, we took it out of context, first of all. And then second of all, it wasn't her message, it was the delivery of her message and how she presented it that made the conscious community so distraught with her. Because those are the things that everything that she said is how we talk about it in church, in the religious community. Everything that she talked about are all the beliefs about the religious community. However, it was how she presented it, the atmosphere in which it was delivered, and how it came across. Anything, you know, I can say hi to you one way, and the next day I can say the same word, but how I deliver it is how you receive it. And so, as a person in the limelight with this stardom, and she has a responsibility. And that's where responsibility. Right. That is where the problem came in. Because she was all out of line the way she delivered it.
Right.
She
so
really was.
What were you saying, Carie?
No, I was telling her to say that again. She used a very important word right there. She said that she has a what? What kind of role did she play in
A responsible role. Yep, she had a responsibility. I mean, as a person in the limelight, it is her responsibility to make sure that what she delivers to the community is not just protective of her brand, but protective of the conscious community. Because she set herself up to be attacked.
And that's the thing. It's like, if you're gonna say it, be ready for the backlash or whatever may come with it.
I mean, you knew you going on the Ellen show the next day.
You knew.
Ellen
and if she
bluntly, she is proud. That is a part of the reason why her brand is so successful. Yes. And you're going on this woman's show.
Yes.
Wouldn't be Ellen DeGeneres
wouldn't be
if she wasn't. That's right. If she wasn't openly gay and such.
And do you boo? But don't again. Be prepared. Like we were saying, you have a responsibility. You have a fiduciary responsibility, ma'am and sir. Whatever platform you have, large, small, medium size, in between, you have that responsibility to your audience or to the people that, and I don't like to even use the word follow, but you know what I mean. Follow you.
Right.
But they follow you.
Yes, they follow your platform and what you're saying.
And I want to say this, and I want to ask Carie for the seat. Hold on, Carie. Say that again. Your mic cut out real quick. Say that again.
That's a big possibility. And like, if you're only speaking to the Christian part, then I can see how you want to, nail that down and run that nail into the head. But at the same time, it's like, why would you not be thinking bigger than that at this point? At the point that you're on and the platform that you have, why would you not be thinking bigger than that?
Especially how she presented it. She was not even on a Christian platform when she was presenting.
What platform was she on?
Yeah, because she was on social media.
Oh, she was on her rare form.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in her real form.
Right.
Oh,
social media reveals the
Oh,
real.
yeah, but I mean, was this okay? So was this
Was this
like
on
a tweet
Twitter or Facebook? Like what?
No, what? I thought she actually delivered it as a sermon.
She did. She delivered it as a sermon.
Hold on. What happened, Kari?
But they got like a whole sermon of her.
It was a sermon.
To a whole congregation about the homosexuals dying in 2017, and
Yeesh, it was a tough one.
And then Shirley Caesar.
Homosexuals and bisexuals.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was at her church. It was a sermon that she was delivering to a community of Christians. But it wasn't her.
The irony.
Right. It was not her particular homegrown people that, understood the exact impact of what she was saying. It was a large community of followers, not necessarily Christians.
Wow. And that's a difference too. Yes.
It's a complex relationship that they have with.
Because everybody that's Christian or whatever, different religious denominations anybody follows, like that doesn't automatically classify you as conscious.
Yes. Correct.
Conscious does not automatically classify you as anything else. Like just because you're of the conscious community doesn't mean that you study more science. You know what
correct.
I mean?
It's levels. It's levels.
That, that people should. Here's what we got to do with people like that. All right, so we all got that one person in our family or that one person in your class that whenever they started talking, you were just like, ain't nobody listening to you. You just talking to be talking, like you ain't making sense. You're not making sense. I'm just going. So people like that, we got to start learning how to just cut them off. Because I think a lot of people talk because they want to be heard. They may not even believe what they're saying. But for the fact that it's going to get so much attention, for the fact that they're going to get this fame and notoriety for a week or whatever it is, they want to ride that wave, we got to cut it off. To where it's like, as soon as she would have started talking in the congregation, let's, instead of doing that, get up and walk out.
Yep.
All right? At that point, what happens is, wait a minute, we can talk about something else. All right, when you talk about something else that I want to hear about, then I'll sit down. But otherwise, I'm getting up and I'm walking out. I'm out.
Yeah, but there were a lot of people who wanted to hear it because they wanted the drama.
Yep.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
They wanted to bring her down.
But
they started filming it at that point on purpose.
I completely agree with what you say.
Right.
Out of here. Yeah. If you say something that makes no sense, not even to my inner self, not like if it's even a part of me that says, hold on a minute, sit down, you may get, it may be a piece of this that can be beneficial to you. Like if no part of me says that, then I'm out of here. I don't care what no part of me
Look, for 2017, do not give people that platform. You know what I'm saying? Don't give them that attention. Because here's the thing: the reason you're just fueling the fire, so to speak. Yes. You're fueling what they're saying. So
what do we do? What do we do when they've gotten some 100% facts and they're riding with that 50%? But 50% of what they're saying is just basically opinion and hearsay based off of what they've already learned. Like they got 50% knowledge and 50% opinion, and they're up talking. Now 50% of this is 100% factual. Like what do you do then in the conscious community when you're listening to somebody who has that type of notoriety and that type of platform to speak to that many people, and they listen at one time, and they're only 50-50. They only have 50% knowledge and 50% opinion. You know what I mean? So if you got that platform and you're 50-50, then you know that that's gonna create a split.
Right.
You already split, so you coming on the platform like you already standing on one side. When you straddling the fence.
True that.
Yeah. So check this out.
Unity as a whole, like how do you handle that? How do you deal with that and move forward without being defensive towards each other in opposition?
The way that they do that in our position is to, once again, check them. You know, now if we are to have that conversation and to sit them down and say, okay, look, tell me your point. Blah, 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 blah. All right, boom. Where's the proof? And I'm not talking about proof of just all this book stuff that people have agreed with and all this book stuff. No, where's the proof that I can hold in my hand and that's undeniable? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Where's the numbers? Now, when you present me the numbers, you know how people when they answer a question and they go telling you the whole history of the answer? Nah, don't tell me the history of the answer. Tell me this is why this is like this because of this. And if you can't present it like that, I'm out. I'm going to Bojangles. Give me a 3-piece. I'll holler at you later. So I want you guys to make sure that Kari, tell them where they can, because we're going to have to pick up that conversation we're gonna have to pick up that conversation and answer that on another episode, because I want to make sure that that we can let people know where to find your music. And oh man, Cari's got a single on there that she performed at the Cypher. And I was trying to.
That's the old single. Even though don't get me wrong, Indian Giver
go.
Single, still making waves, but I'm about to start pushing a new single with the new Cookie Jar 2.0, which can also be found on every mixtape website, just like the first one was. It's on My Mixtape, Live Mixtape, Dat Pill, Traps and Trunks, Female MCs, GrindReport.com, Top MCs, pretty much anything that people who are serious about their mixtapes are putting their music on. So
work.
Hey, shout out to Cari for getting everything everywhere. Like, she got it all covered. Like, Kimber Rails, new mix. She doing all the Kimber Rails.
Yes, make sure you let us know when that drop, boo boo.
What's the name of the new single? Is it I Love You?
I Love You Money?
Yeah. That's okay. So we definitely gonna play that joint. Yeah.
No, that wasn't a single. That's just like a mixtape single. Like that's still a Jack beat song. Turn me up in my headphones a little bit. Party, let's pop up this bottle. Expensive liquor. Just can't get it out of my system. I like to party, pop a bottle, drink expensive liquor. My niggas mobbing, man, they probably got it with their pistols. My bitch is solid, went to college just like model strippers. I'm from the bottom, just can't get it out of my system. I like to party, pop a bottle, drink expensive liquor. We smoke exotic cars of foreign boppers taking pictures. My hood be winding, pocket sobbing, children powder flipping. I'm from the bottom, just can't get it out of my. Just can't get it out 'cause it's in me. Got a fully auto and a semi. I need Harriet on all my 20s. I keep dip wood in my chimney. I'm doing front flips on my gymnast. I hit the remix on my chemist. I keep a nigga out in his feelings. I keep them bitches out of my business. Get the fuck out of my face. What's up? The girls all in my way. I hustle. Every night I pray, I don't catch another case. Got a problem, get it poppin'. All that you gotta say, separate the real from the fake. I don't fuck with you busters. I was raised by the hustler's creed. Close your eyes, it ain't none that you see. Close your mouth, ain't no fussing with things. Straight my wrist, it ain't nothing on my sleeve. But that shit costs a couple of G's. No, I hang with a couple of G's. So that fuck shit mean nothing to me. We don't argue, no tussling, please. I don't trip, I don't cuff on the breeze. I need dig, I just fuck in my lead. I don't split in enough for your team. Got him falling in love with a G. So he call when I club and I drink. Yeah, I'm ready to fuck, did you think? Yeah, don't never my heels and my mink. Be tomorrow with Jordans and pink. I like to party, pop a bottle, drink expensive liquor. My niggas mobbing, man, they probably got it with their pistols. My bitch is solid, went to college just like model strippers. I'm from the bottom, just can't get it out of my system. I like to party, pop a bottle, drink expensive liquor. We smoke exotic cars with foreign bombers taking pictures. My hood be winding, pocket solid, children powder flipping. I'm from the bottom, just can't get it out of my. In the cut, giggling at groupie house. Money still a mission as usual. I grind hard till my shine so beautiful. You find God from my hair to my cuticles. Man, please don't put me in the studio. You know I act the ass, straight booty hole. Spit like a tech now with no cooling on it. You wanna be me, don't it? But who you fooling now? I was raised by them old schools moving dope with the platinum pieces and the Coogee clothes. But if your lights was out, you know who to call. They told us stay in college, send them twos and fours. Somebody yelled down, let the truth be told. And then I walked in the room with my Gucci's on to my newest song. You don't feel me though. If I water this shit down, it'll still be dope. You don't wanna let me struggle, better kill me, huh? 'Cause when you get it out the mud, it's a miracle. And I'm a goddess, this a Negro spiritual. Say I got it, everybody holla, get it, go. Haters looking long face, really though. 'Cause I had mad faces made silly though. See me at the gas station getting 3 on 4 and still killing this shit. It's a funeral. Got these fuck niggas falling by the wayside. When I'm about to be some A-side, say they getting money, but their pockets looking slimmer than my waistline. Pretty girl, so you always wanna FaceTime. You don't wanna run up on the grapevine. I know you want it 'cause I heard it through the grapevine. No assuming this is the union, fuck your communion. Yeah, no grapevine, nigga. I like to party, pop a bottle, drink expensive
expensive liquor. My niggas mobbing, man, they probably got it with their pistols. My bitch is solid, went to college just like my strippers. I'm from the bottom, just can't get it out of my system. I like to party, pop a bottle, drink expensive liquor. The smoke exotic, cause a foreign by my taking pictures. My hippie wine and product sorry, cheering, I'm tired of flipping. I'm from the bottom, just can't get it out of my. I'm gonna show you, you busters. You know you love me, so show me love. I'm gonna show you, you busters. You know you love me, so show me love. Show me love. Get out, show me love. Get out, show me love. Get out, show me love. I like to party, pop a bottle, drink expensive liquor. I like to party, pop a bottle, drink expensive liquor. My niggas mobbing, man, they probably got it with their pistols. My bitch is solid, went to college just like my strippers. I'm from the bottom, just can't get it out of my system. I like to party, pop a bottle, drink expensive liquor. The smoke exotic, cause a foreign by my taking pictures. My hippie wine and product sorry, cheering, I'm tired of flipping. I'm from the bottom, just can't get it out of my.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. So y'all, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, it's all Ms.Carie FWR, Ms.Carie on Twitter, Snapchat, IG. Tell her that you heard her. Tell her that you like her. Tell her that you love her. Go out there, support the music. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you go out there and check it out, support the music. And Carie, I definitely got to get you and Black Native on a track. I got to put y'all on blast. I got to get y'all on the track somehow, some way.
I'm with it. I mean, you doing it now.
Indeed.
Boom.
Indeed. Yeah, I was there when she came up for the cypher. That was she's dope. Yeah, it's dope.
That's what's up, man. All right. Any shout outs before we get to the second half?
Oh, sure. First of all, shout out to Freeway Records, man, because we've been doing this for over a decade now, and at this point, we got a lot of people watching us. We're not gonna let y'all down. Shout out to the whole Alabama as a state, because we got next. Shout out to Northside Weezy, Free Weezy. Shout out to Hayden Turner, my papa, the real kingpin. Shout out to, matter of fact, you know what? Shout out to the Concious community.
We here, boo. We here.
I feel like the gangster rappers and the country rappers, if they got together, we all got together like and just had that conversation, as you put it.
Right.
Yes. If we had that conversation, we could change the whole world right here, like Hitler said. All black people, all Aboriginal people, we all contain the three types of melanin, man. We all connected. We're not the minority. We running this. So, after that conversation, maybe we could come to that agreement. You feel me?
Yes. But you know what? You said something right there, because you know the reason, and I'm going to leave it at this. The reason why they keep dividing us and having these labels and everything is because you know what happens when people get together and start working together? Yeah, stuff starts working. You know what I'm saying? As long as we divide it, then they got control. You know what I'm saying? Someone has control.
They can conquer.
So if you get the conscious folks, the woke folks, the sleep folks, the gangsters, the gays, everybody, you get all those folks in a room and they make a decision to do something together, now you got a problem.
Yep.
So forget all the consciousness, forget all the gay rhetoric or the gay this and this person and that person. Just get together, get some paper, get paid. Forget about what the beliefs is. Get paid, respect each other, spread some love, get some paper, get some food, and go get that Carie mixtape, man.
Hey, go get that cookie jar, because everybody got a sweet tooth.
Hey! Dope.
Cookie jar.
I love it.
The cookie jar. The cookie jar. Get that in the cookie jar.
Okay, we done.
I ain't fool with y'all.
That's what I do every day. So this is nothing.
Oh, that's how you wake up?
Yes. Me and my phone be on 1,000.
Right.
Be on 1,000. Yes. No joke.
Y'all know I be on 1 million.
Carie, if you seen the dance that they did, you're gonna have to
we're gonna be your backup dancer.
Thank God you did.
Don't be hating.
The cookie jar dance.
And when I upload this, is exactly what my hashtag is gonna be. The cookie jar dance.
The cookie jar.
All right, so by the end of this episode, there will be a cookie jar challenge.
Yes.
And Ms. Carie will have to do the first one.
Okay.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To set it off.
Let's do it.
What's up, Controversy? Where your cookie
Carie,
jar?
what's up? You with that?
I'm with it.
Now, if you do the challenge,
Yes.
here's the thing. You do the challenge. Everybody at this table gotta reply to it.
Okay.
All right?
Let's go.
Hashtag cookie jar challenge. So, Carie, you put it out there. Well, let's do it and let's do it right.
I got my cookie jar waiting, baby.
Whoa.
Whip it.
It's a different turn.
Only you.
Always, Marcus. Always.
All right, so hey, you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the second half. Make sure, and I'm serious, Carie. I want you to come up with that cookie jar challenge. All right.
Don't worry, I'm a stalker on IG.
All right, Carie, you have an outstanding afternoon, and thank you for coming around. Everybody, one more round of applause for Ms. Carie.
Woo! Love it.
All right. And you take it easy, and we'll see. We'll get that challenge, and we'll hear from you soon. All right.
All right, thank you.
All right. Peace. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, you guys. Welcome to In Tune with T-Mill. This is the second half of our show. We have Ms. Carie on, and as you guys heard, I mean, we were all woke at that point. You know, I think we woke now. You know, so we were talking about the conscious community, the woke community, and we're gonna also, as I told you guys at the beginning of the interview, at the beginning of the show, that we have two guests, two recording artists, phenomenal, representing for music, representing for hip hop, representing for art as a whole, the performing arts, from Free Will Records, you guys, performing artists. We have Kuntraversy in the building. You guys make some noise for Kuntraversy.
All right.
Yeah.
We so extra.
Kuntraversy, what up, homie? All right. So, first of all, again, thank you, and thank Ms. Carie for you guys coming on the show. I wanted to talk to you and have you come on the show, and we wanted to talk about a subject that is that is important. But again, I appreciate you bringing up this subject about talking about some of the crime and talking about some of the ways that we can stop or prevent some of this stuff from going on. Because again, it is going to happen. Unfortunately, it's one of those inevitable things. But there's things that we can do to prevent it from happening. So before we get into that, I want to go around the room and I want to introduce you to the panel. So Kuntraversy, we have another MC in the building that goes by the name of Black Native.
What's going on, man?
Black Native, man. Respect, family. What's good?
All right, and we have a model, entrepreneur, businesswoman, Miss Vonda G.
What's going on with you? Hi.
What's going on?
All right.
What did he say? Oh,
say that
what did he
again?
say?
I said, that's my type of word.
Well, you're going to really love this next one. We got another model, entrepreneur, businesswoman. And February 11th in Birmingham. Make sure you guys are coming down to the Young Professionals Black Caucus Awards dinner where they will be nominating and awarding this next young lady amongst a lot of other women of color that are in leadership positions. She's here. We have one of them here with us now, Miss JQ.
Hey, what's up, Kuntraversy?
All right. And then we also have a brother that has been very, very pivotal and phenomenal and just 10 toes down in the broadcasting world. I look up to him. I want to be like him when I grow up. From WJAB FM 90.9, Mr. Marcus Sims in the building.
What's good, Controversy? How you doing, brother? Hey, good, man. Good to hear from you.
Yeah.
Always, man.
All right. So, Controversy, let's talk about some of the crime and because again we're in Alabama and right now you guys are in Birmingham. Somehow you guys got the snow and the ice and it skipped all over Huntsville. So I hope you guys are safe out there. But let's talk about from your opinion, let's talk about some of this crime and how we can prevent it. What's been the the scope, what's been going on in Birmingham as of late, because I know there was a lot going on in 2015 to 2014. It was getting really out of hand in Birmingham, but as of late, in these last few months, how's it been going?
Actually, it's still out of hand in my opinion, you know what I mean? Like, it's a brand new year. 2016, we just finished the year with 104 deaths. Like, that's insane.
Yeesh.
Woo! That's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, that's insane. And really what it is more so a lot of young hotheads, man, who feel the need to prove a point for some reason. You know what I mean? Like, it's a real big ego trip in the city, but really no reason. You know what I mean? Like, we all in the same boat trying to get to where we're trying to go.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, now we all know, I'm going to take it over to Black Native real quick. As men, we all know that for men, for our young men, there's got to be an outlet. I think a lot of times we find these young guys that are angry, that are upset, that need an outlet. Yeah. So, Black Native, what do you think? Do you think having an outlet and a way to get that anger out, do you think that attributes to the problem by the kids not having that outlet to get that anger out without being judged or, put in detention, and whatnot?
Yeah, a lot of times, because of something that we do, it gets criminalized. Like, for instance, when hip hop was first started, graffiti was an outlet, but then you had that got criminalized. You know what I mean? It's you can have boxing, you have things, but the thing is with these extracurricular activities, America don't care enough, especially in our communities, because ain't no swimming pools. You know what I mean? Community swimming pools. Yeah. That's an outlet. I was watching that movie Pride, where about the first black in Philly. Yeah. I think Kevin Hart said he came from that, but that was something that was in the community that while others are out there hustling whatever, I'm going swimming. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when you take away the YMCA's and just things like that, because we as a community, I think we have to stop relying on everyone else.
We can do it ourselves,
especially when we don't elect the right people in our local offices. Our mayors. Yeah. So I definitely believe that we have to have something to channel that anger, that frustration, and just that everyday. It comes every day, right? And so when you I also think that I'm 30 now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm an old head now. So what I'm saying is, it's up to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's right. Up to them. I'm considered an old head now. You feel me? I'm only 32. But again, I'm considered an old head now. So it's up to people like me who to reach out to these young folks and to really inspire them and to really be like, hey, I know that America was built on violence, and a lot of our entertainment has violence involved, so we've been desensitized when it comes to violence, so we don't realize that ain't no coming back from this. There is no coming back. And is a disagreement really worth having somebody not coming back at all? Right. You know what I mean? So we really gotta just do it for ourselves, and as young men, we have to be that example for them. So this generational gap that they went on and all that stuff, we really have to use our wisdom as elders with the vigor of the youth and push forward.
Right. And then I want to take it to the ladies real quick, because again, we can say what needs to be done as far as ways to get our anger out or ways to help the young men, but what would you guys think is one of the things that maybe the mothers, single mothers, or two-parent homes, where maybe it's some things that needs to be done that's not being done? Maybe it's some things that, again, we all know the things that the fathers need to do, but since there's so many single mothers, what do you think are some of the things that the single mothers can do or should do or stop doing to help this situation?
Ooh. Oh, that's a tough. It's not even. It's not even a tough. It's just so much that can.
We're going to the bottom of the ocean today on this show. We're going to the bottom of the ocean with controversy today. We're going to go to church with controversy.
It's coming from a woman that is single that has children, because it is a difference. Because I'm not. Yeah. Anyway,
Wow.
that has a son and that has daughters. So I have both. The one thing that I can truly say that I personally have done was stop and listen. Because whether we want to believe it or not, our children are way smarter than we give them credit for. They receive information quicker now because we are in a society with the technology and everything like that. So they come here smarter, quicker, savvier, whatever. And us as parents, we often think, because let's be real, our parents said it to us, and their parents probably said it to them. We older than you. It's this way. Do it that way, and this is what I said. You do as I say do, not as I do. But that's not realistic, because in reality, they're looking at everything we do versus what we say. They look at both, but they're definitely looking at how we do things. And I'm a big advocate of letting my children express themselves, as long as it's a respectful way. Express yourself. My saying is, find your voice and stay with it and keep that voice, because let's just bring it all the way real again. And within our community, we have stresses every day. We wake up stressed. We go out the door stressed. And other communities don't understand that, and they think that we are, as they say, bringing up a race card, or whatever terms that that's thrown at us, and that's really denying our true. That's denying our reality.
Oh yeah.
And my biggest thing when I'm attacked with that, because I've had that said to me so many times, and I'm like, but at the end of the day, you cannot tell me what and what I deal with, or what me and mine that look like me deal with, because you're not in my shoes. So really, your opinion does not matter on my community at the end of the day.
Okay.
But we have to definitely listen and give them a voice, because they like boundaries. Children like boundaries.
They do.
They might not, especially when it comes to them teenagers, Lord Jesus. When it comes to them teenagers, you got to set the boundaries, but they like to be, kind of confined.
They do.
They don't like to be.
And I won't say every child, but yeah, children
majority,
do respect,
yes.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
And JQ, what are your thoughts on, again, some of the ways to prevent? Because we can all talk about the problems, we can all talk about what's going wrong, but because we want to also make sure that we're providing those solutions. What is, again, from your thought and your perspective, some of those things that we can do?
Well, first of all, I want to hit on the subject that we always talk about what we're not doing. We're doing it already. I think that, and I'm serious. There's people like me and Vonda and you. There are enough people out here that are doing the things that we are supposed to be doing. However, collectively, and that's where the issue is. It's collectively, we don't come together so that our children can see the unity of what we're doing. And I say we missed that through evolution, because when I was growing up, Janice's mama wouldn't let me do stuff.
Yes.
Now, Vonda's not going to touch my child, because there's so many things in place now that you don't raise your kid like I raised my kid. The unity of how we raise our children, or the unity of our beliefs, our morals, our standards, the integrity, how we even discipline our children has changed just between each household. So I think that the main thing that we need to first do is look at ourselves. We are visual beings. We learn by example. By example. I don't care if you example on words or you example on seeing your mom and daddy do it, but we learn by example. And if we as adults, first of all, take responsibility for our own actions, then our children would not be the way they are.
Absolutely.
Because My mother did used to tell me, you can't do what I do. But the things that she did, I wouldn't do no way because she wouldn't do them. Do you understand that? What I'm saying? The things that, and if she did, she wasn't doing them in front of me.
Yes.
We are such an open community of things now. We want our children to
be our
experience.
friends.
We want our children to be our friends.
You know, like, nah.
We want our children to be exposed to stuff at the house first. You know, if I want my kid, if my kid gonna drink, I want to be at home first so I can show them how to do it right.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And then boundaries. The reason our kids don't know boundaries because as adults we don't know boundaries. And life is about boundaries. You have to learn how to either manipulate the boundaries or manage the boundaries. And as adults, we've gotten so used to manipulating the boundaries in order to fit the situation that we wanted to fit, or manipulate situations so they, you know, fit how we want them to fit. We don't know how to do boundaries ourselves. So how can we expect our kids or the people that see us or the ways that we're setting examples for it to turn out right? We don't even know boundaries ourselves.
Nah. So controversy. What would you know? Black Native also brought up something that I think is missing because everybody brought up really great points. Controversy for you. What was one of those outlets that kept you from either getting into trouble, or what was the outlet for you to get out your frustration or to express yourself, you know, coming up?
Living in this type of society, even with all the outlets that I did have, I still managed to get into trouble. But
you're a creative individual. That's all that is.
Right. Like it's kind of hard to dodge it from the beginning. You set up to lose almost. But for my shit, I just kind of proposed to music, and it kind of just led to, you know, some producing, some engineering, and to some other things, and that just kind of kept me. And I was also in sports kind of big too, so that kind of kept me, you know, grounded. At least long enough till I was, you know, old enough to consider myself a man and make my own decision.
Okay. And so I mean, definitely that. And would you say, you know, again, this is 2017, and do you see any changes or changes on the horizon that either the community or any changes in Birmingham that's taking place, things that we can support, things that we can reach out to because I'm sure there's got to be something being done, but from your perspective and from your vantage point, do you see anything that's being done, or any initiatives or communities, or even coming down from the city or state? Do you see any of those initiatives happening in Birmingham that people can support?
I am seeing more of a conscious community awakening, so to speak. Like they're kind of opening up to other ideas in this city. They actually been, you know, of course, stepping up police efforts, but that's you know, here nor there, whether you consider that good or bad. But it's been some definite progression on some levels. I definitely see a lot of situations getting pulled out by middlemen who step in and just don't want to see a situation turn sour. So they, you know, but there's still a lot more work to be done, you know what I mean, along with that.
Okay. Cool. Marcus Sims, what would you say are, you know, again, what, you know, we're talking about solutions and we're talking about boundaries. You also have the, you know, the poetry, you know, the poetry corner, and the poet groups. Do you think poetry, or just, you know, again, the arts, the music, and the writing is something that we all know it's an outlet, but do you think by sort of telling the kids, oh, you can't write about this, or you shouldn't write about that, even if it's violent, you know, even if it's, we don't understand it, do you think that sort of stifles or stops them from getting that out, and maybe they need to say that to get that out? Do you think, you know, in poetry or in music, do you think that we should do that with the kids, or just kind of let them express themselves?
I mean, yeah, they should always express themselves because they got to speak for themselves. I can't speak for a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old. I'm not Right. 16 and 15-year-old don't know. I mean, none of us can really do it.
Right.
I mean, you got to speak for themselves because they are the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I can't understand what it's like for a 14-year-old who their whole life they've seen a black president.
Right.
Now see a guy who probably doesn't like black people, or doesn't like Hispanics, or doesn't like the gay community, wants to take away their mama's help. Can you imagine what that's like? I can't speak for that.
Wow.
I can, but I really can't. Now you got to deal with this dude who you don't know anything about, and so they got to speak for themselves and they got to express themselves. And you know, the arts has never really been appreciated anyway. But the arts are the generation, are the weapon of the future.
That's
it's
right.
not going to be where people want to use guns because that's
played out.
It's not only played out. It's
common.
It's common. It's destructive. It's at some point we're not moving forward as a people. You're using a gun to speak for it. You're using violence to always speak for yourself. And you look at the numbers like the brother just stayed in Birmingham, but these, you know, Birmingham's a violent city. Huntsville's a violent city. There is no safe city.
Violence everywhere.
Right, and so then what are some of the solutions? Well, to me, it's always been the arts. It's always been that you have to, if you invest in the arts and you let these young people speak for themselves and make decisions for themselves, they don't want to see this going on. You know, and I've heard great poets from the college level, high school level, even middle school level, where they were even addressing bullying and fighting, just the violence at some point where we got to start putting aside looking as violence is always the answer for everything. It's obviously it's not. You know, it's time. You know, it's time. You know when it's time to get down. Yeah, it's like it's getting way out of hand. Those numbers are crazy. The numbers in Chicago. Are it's not sad. That's just. That's fucking crazy.
It's astronomical.
It is like that should not be a place in that you have those numbers where the gunplay is so crazy there, the deaths are so crazy. Then we hear, you know, the solution of violence is always not great. I'm always someone who pushes so hard for the arts, whether you're doing poetry, you're rapping, you're dancing, you're painting, you're doing pottery. Yeah. I want you to do something.
Shout out to the pottery.
You're right, shout out. But I don't want you sitting there doing I just don't want you sitting there. As violence is always the answer. It's sad. It really is sad. At some point, I don't even like to hear the numbers out there, you know, but
it is.
That's the society we're in.
So, controversy with your music, you know, music being a platform and a weapon to, you know, to a platform and a weapon to combat some of these things. Are you using your music to do that, or if you are, how are you using your music to reach some of the kids or be the example to fix some of these issues?
Okay, actually now I'm starting to transition into that phase of my career where like all the records played out, sort of. You know what I mean? Like, still every now and then you want to set loose, but now I would rather start building the youth. So I started a brand called Travel Republicans. It's basically a self-empowerment type of deal where basically if you're a mechanic or, you know, a barber or a hairstylist, whatever you do, an entrepreneur, it's basically a travel publican. Like, you do for self. You look in the mirror and see your own boss. So now, what I've been doing for this year, I've been working on a project called The God Case, where the whole theme of the project is self-empowerment. Like, you have within you the potential to be either a god or a devil. So, knowing that information can only help you make, you know, the best decision for you.
What's the name of that brand again that you mentioned that you're starting?
It's Travel Republican. Actually, I've got the website already up and running, man. It's travelrepublican.com, and I'm actually still updating and building on to the site, but it's actually up now. You guys pick that out anytime, man.
Okay, cool. And make sure you text me that info too, man, so I can put it out there and put it on the show notes.
Yes.
Definitely will, man. Definitely.
All right. And so let's also let's talk about the project, you know, that you now I have a couple songs that are here. One is called The Right Way. And I want to talk about, you know, I got two songs here. You know, one is Sides and then The Right Way. Let's talk about those two songs real quick and, you know, kind of what they're about.
Those two songs are actually from my upcoming project that'll be dropping this month called The Leap Tape 2. The Leap Tape 1 is actually available now on that field, wherever music. But The Right Way was actually me sitting back and watching the industry, certain artists in the industry, I would say, jump the gun a little bit. Like, I always felt like if Kanye West had waited maybe 3-4 years to drop, wait till I get my money right, that record could have been huge. Because it was a recession, right after that.
Right.
That song would have been huge. Wait till I get my money right. You see what I'm saying? So the concept behind The Right Way was basically me saying, okay, well, I see where artists are going wrong, so I'll show you how to do it the right way.
Dig it.
And the exercise is really, it's really more of a party record. Like I was just kind of sitting back in the studio one night and the beat just started playing and I just started kind of mumbling to myself. And I laid it down and I, played it for a couple people and they ended up liking it. So I was like, let's give it a try. Let's run with it.
Okay. And, speaking of artists doing things the right way, I think one of the things that artists are not doing, and artists seem to think that the money is going to run out. That the money is just going to crumble up and they have 24 hours to get this money. But then every day they wake up and they have another opportunity. There's way too much money out here. And I think one of the things that they do the wrong way is they don't network with each other. They don't go out and do shows with each other. If they don't get a spot on the show, then they don't tell anybody about the show. They only tell people, hey man, there's a show down the street or there's a show coming up, only if they're the headliner on the show, as opposed to saying, hey, yo, Controversy, man, they got a show happening at this spot. I couldn't get in or I didn't get in, but you might be able to rock with it. So I think that collaboration is something that a lot of artists, it's not only just here, because we see it and we think it's only here, but it happens everywhere. But it's... It really does. Yeah, we need to definitely get, a lot more collaboration going. So I say that to say, I definitely got to get you and Black Native on some tracks, man, to get y'all, working on some stuff, or get you guys in the clubs, or, to again, to create that connection of, people working with each other and networking and helping each other out, whether or not they even like each other's music. It can be like, all right, look, you get your paper, I get mine, and we'll help each other out. So I would definitely like to see that, because I like you guys' style. I think y'all got something, something that could be worked on.
Hey, I'm with it.
And I'm definitely down with that.
All right. So now, I'm pretty sure, but I gotta ask this, because Kari named off about 50 websites that a mixtape was on. So you're on all those 50 websites as well?
Yeah.
Who got the most websites? Who got the most websites? You or Kari? Which one got the most mixtape websites?
Actually, we're probably about time right now, because I'm about to drop the leak tape and I'll be right everywhere she is. So, I'm about neck and neck right now.
Right. So shout out to Free Will Records, man. Make sure you guys are following and keeping up with Free Will Records. Again, the right way, that they're making sure that their artists are on all of these platforms. It's not about picking out which one you think is the most popular website or which is the most popular one in your area. Look, man, there's people in Japan that listen to websites, or they go to websites that we don't even consider or even know about. And we seem to narrow it down to these 3 or 4 popular ones in our general area. So shout out to Free Will Records for making sure that its artists are doing things the right way. Alright?
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the artists in Controversy and Ms.Carie for doing things the right way as well. Before we get out of here, man, did you have any shout outs? Anything that you want to let the people know about?
Most definitely, man. I want to shout out everybody, man. You, female, Black Natives, the whole tunnel, man. Everybody. I appreciate y'all. I want to shout out the whole Huntsville. A few artists down there, Trans Lee, Eastside, a few more artists, man. Be looking out for the Leak Tape 2. followed by Trail Republicans, the album, and followed by the God Tape, all dropping 2017, man.
That's what's up, man. And hey, man, whenever you guys start, shooting your videos and your movies, man, and y'all booking all these models and these illustrious women, y'all need to holla at Miss Vonda G and Miss JQ.
It's back again.
It's back again.
Yeah, baby.
We goofy. We just, that's what we are.
And your social media, shout out your social media, man. Where can they find you at?
Everything is at Controversy, man. That's Kuntraversy.
And can we give it up again because Ms.Carie and Kuntraversy got the same name on all the social media sites. So give it up for them having the same name on all the social media sites.
Consistency, baby. Exactly. That's one of the best things about branding.
You know what I'm saying? Doing things the right way. Y'all ain't got Controversy _351205 Twitter.com #, hashtag, you know what I'm saying? Like they got it all the right way, man. So they got it the right way. So before we get out of here, brother, I want you to introduce whichever song you want us to close out the show with. I want you to introduce it to the people, and we'll rock it out like that.
Check, man. It's your big dog Controversy, man. Birmingham is in the building. Right now, you're tuned in to T-Mill Radio, man. This is the right way.
Still welcome. Right way.
Hi, this is Masi Cruz. You're listening to In Tune with T-Mill, playing the best indie music worldwide.
Feeling like a nigga first time back. Y'all make a nigga feel well. And all the haters who ain't thankful for me, y'all motherfuckers still welcome. Woo! See, I did this shit the right way. And I'm just counting up residuals. They said I'd never see 21. Shout out to God, 20-something miracles. This is sticked up, nigga, nobody move. Did a whole lot of shit and nigga, nobody knew. If you niggas wanna swap the talking hollows for them watches, I'm for certain we got options, nigga, nobody lose. About to pull up on my partner, then I need me a fool. Tell his ass don't make a move in case I need me some more. Got a player across town, say he need him a O. Down my nose with the blow, you can get it to go. I said my dog catch birds, it's the season to crow. Mr. Stern drive a rookie bitch and leave him a pro. Ice cold with the flow, I'm thinking freezing below. One motherfucking thing, I just need him to know. Woo, woo, I'ma kill this shit. No, I might really fucking kill this shit. I'm money suit and tie just to show them what the business is. Don't really fuck with niggas unless it's healthy for my benefits. Feeling like a nigga first time back. Y'all make a nigga feel well. And all the haters who ain't thankful for me, y'all motherfuckers still well. Woo! See, I did this shit the right way. And I'm just counting up residuals. They said I'd never see 21.
Queen of pettiness. She's pettylicious.
Petty LaBelle.
Petty LaBelle. Yeah, Petty LaBelle. If she was transformed, she'd be a petty con.
That's a good one.
A petty con.
Yes.
A petticoat.
That's gonna be stolen too. Oh snap!
Yeah, yes, honey.
You ain't have to call me out like that though.
I mean, I can wait anytime.
I got you though. I got you on the next one. I'm gonna call you out. Yes.
Are we still wrong? No. That's when the band will play here always.
That's the Captain Petty right there.
They fall apart.
Man, y'all had a phenomenal show. Appreciate y'all, man.
Oh yeah,
Thank you, as always.
We definitely got
the Hot Pockets ready.
We definitely got to do a part 2, a continuation of the first first time.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
The
About
conscious community and the divide and all that. We definitely
I still don't get what the divide.
Was you not woke when we had this conversation?
I just don't see it. Like, it's like when old boy told me that outside of the Boys and Girls Club. Like, what is like? What is it like?
It's
the blue conscious people are beefing with the red conscious? Because it sounds so stupid.
That's how.
It sounds so stupid.
It is very
the ego.
stupid.
Oh man, I gotta give the shout. So I gotta put this in at the end of the show. I almost forgot. Hold on. Hold up. Wait.
That is a shame to everybody. That ain't even a shame, but that's dope that everybody know that.
Hey. See, I gotta know this one. Hey.
That's black culture. You call black culture when you know the words.
Exactly.
Everyone knows the lyric to
everybody know that.
Girl, you look good. Won't you?
Back that ass.
Everyone knows that.
Came on
so you guys, make sure you go to In Tune with T-Mill on your iTunes, Paradox East Radio. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe to the show on iTunes. Go to Paradox East Radio Network on iTunes. Go to iTunes, look for it, support it, comment, subscribe, send me some hate mail, send me some love mail, whatever you want. Go to SoundCloud.com/Paradox East. SoundCloud.com/Paradox East. And you can also show your support by donating $1 or more to support Paradox East and the network. $1 or more to support Paradox East at gmail.com on PayPal to help us cover the costs like paying the light bill here in the studio. You know, our SoundCloud account, the marketing, promotion, the equipment, and the staff. $1 or more is all it takes, and we'll enter you into the weekly drawing. All right. There is an advice column coming soon. New staff member, new member to the squad, Ashley Bo. She is going to be joining us for the advice column. You guys are going to be able to go to the website, ask her a question, and she'll answer. She also does, I don't know what they call them, it's like numerology readings or something where they read your numbers and all that stuff.
Shout out to Ashley.
You know, all right.
We trying to get us cursed. Literally and figuratively. Trying to get us cursed out.
This kind of show.
Also, Life Trend is a newly acquired partner. Life Trend will be offering financial services and benefits for life, taxes, financial planning, retirement, and even some investing. They will offer a free review of your current plan and see if they can offer you something better or maybe even least expensive. Their job is to save you money so you can make a little money. All right then. So shout out to Life Trend. They're going to be coming on board. They're going to help you with your life insurance, car insurance, taxes, retirement, long-term care. If you're trying to get your mother-in-law out the house and you need somewhere to send her, call them up and they'll be able to help you out. Also,
that number right now.
Send them on.
20 more days and my mama will be back.
Gotta remind you guys that In Tune with T-Mill is powered by Paradox East. I can't even say the own company. Paradox East. In Tune with T-Mill is powered by Paradox East and the Maitland Conservatory. The Maitland Conservatory is more than just a music school that teaches traditional music lessons. They are a contemporary arts education entity designed to give students hands-on training and experience in areas such as music production, contemporary instrumental training, vocal coaching, leadership, and much more. They are honored to be the only fully equipped fine arts school in North Huntsville, providing their youth and adults alike the platform to explore their artistic side. Visit them today to learn more at maitlandconservatory.org, themaitlandconservatory.org. You got people talking about them all on social media. They're calling them a kingdom business. They're writing things like, 3 words come to mind when I think of Maitland Conservatory: opportunity, innovative, groundbreaking. One woman describes it as the vision for this school goes beyond business. The owners know that the seeds that the teachers plant into their students will change those students' lives. The students are making a valuable investment into their futures, and she is proud to say that she teaches and her children go there so she can be a part of the experience. So make sure you visit them now. Check them out on Facebook. Tell them T-Mill sent you, and visit themaitlandconservatory.org. Don't wait to live your dreams. Don't ever wait to learn. Don't hesitate to learn something new. And here's the other thing. I know this is a little off script, but here's the thing. Stop trying to learn everything off of YouTube. And getting lost in those how-to videos. Those will only confuse you.
In your face.
And leave you unequipped.
All it is.
And unprepared for the real business of music.
Equipped.
If your grandmama is great at playing the piano, that don't mean that she need to teach you. Your grandmother needs to be spending her time in retirement in Turks and Caicos. Your grandmother don't need to be wasting her time teaching you piano lessons on Sundays after she cooked church dinner.
Right.
Your lazy butt didn't even get up to clean the dishes.
Ooh.
So get you some professional instruction. And the money is in the why and the how behind the music instruments. You need to increase your value. Stop being cheap and petty and getting your family members to teach you how to play the piano.
Yes.
Invest in yourself. Don't do that. Tell them one more time, Miss Nisi.
Invest in yourself. I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Miss Petty Crocker?
Yes. Petty.
Petty Crocker. What was that? Because y'all came up with some petty names.
Petty LaBelle. What was the other? Petticon.
The Petticon. She's a transformer. Transform to Petty.
Petty LaBelle. Jesus Christ. Email is also brought to you in part by JQ for your video. Was that a
sport? Yes. She doing it now. OMG.
Intune with T-Mill is brought to you in part by JQ for your needs in business, farm animals, modern fitness, healthy living, and wine, multimedia production. Visit jqnow.com. Eric Echoes for your events, singing, performing, songwriting. Visit ericechoes.com. Also, Palisade Hills for your audio licensing needs in TV, film, radio, videos, any royalty-free music you need. Visit PalisadeHills.net. Make sure you go to Tidal and check out and pick up the Black Native music. Go search Black Native on Tidal. Get that music. Go search Ms.Carie, also Kuntraversy. And shout out to everybody that's listening, man. So
shout out
you guys.
Everybody that's listening.
You know what I'm saying? Also, you still got time to go rock your fitness, man. The Rock Your Fitness Challenge. Tell them about it, JQ.
Hey, you still have time to go rock your fitness. For the month of January, I'm challenging everybody on the face of the planet to spend 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day rocking your fitness. Whether you're tipping and tatting, whether you're pushing up, whether you're burping, whether you're running. Spend 30 minutes a day on yourself, on your health, on your wellness. And rock your fitness.
And drink water.
Whoop, whoop.
Boom.
And because there's kids in the room, I'm going to make sure that I say this the right way, politically correct, but there are also rocking your fitness and fitness that you can do in the comfort of your own bedroom. Rock your fitness however you need to rock your fitness.
Whatever you got to do, as long as you get your heart rate up. Boom, boom, boom.
Burning that sweat.
For 30 minutes? 30 minutes, dog.
Well, that's a whole nother show.
TMI.
Is that next person a whole episode of the Boondocks?
TMI.
You gotta ask yourself, that's a whole nother show. I would do some burpees. Girl.
You know what?
Mama, you got a mean robot game too. I see you over there with your
Do I need to do it again?
Petticon, transform.
I can transform you.
Alright, you guys. We appreciate y'all. This has been another episode of In Tune Camille. Again, make sure you go to iTunes, rate, comment, subscribe. On iTunes, you need to go to Paradox East Radio Network, or you can subscribe on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Paradox East. And shout out to Slash for hanging out with us from Kickin' Flavor, everybody that's listening, and shout out to Free Will Records and our guest, Ms.Carie and Kuntraversy, y'all. I'm T-Mill. Have an awesome, phenomenal, and our co-host. You know what I'm saying? Like
Your noises. We got to work on them.
And we are out.
I know you ain't one.
What? What is my noise?
Thank you for listening to In Tune with T-Mill.
Hey guys, this is Ashley Abbott, event host and lifestyle expert. If you ever needed a second opinion or you just have a question, you can ask me. You can email or voicemail your questions to me and I'll answer them live on Paradox East Radio. To follow and subscribe, check out soundcloud.com/Paradox East.